Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, March 19th, 2015 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I let go with grace and ease. And we are in the dark of the moon and we are approaching the new moon solar eclipse. This new moon solar eclipse is actually going to be happening tomorrow on March 20th. It's happening at 2:46 a.m. So it's happening, chances are between the time you watch this scope and the next scope. It'll be happening while those of us in the States are most likely sleeping. And it's okay because we can't actually see the eclipse, probably because it's nighttime here. But it will be seen over in Europe, Iceland, North Africa, North Asia, the North Atlantic. So that's pretty cool. But those of us in the States, for the most part, maybe you'll get a glimpse of it on the East Coast. That would be cool, like if you're an early riser. But let's get into the whole emotional thing. Just to start with the astro for today, the moon is in Pisces. We are in the dark of the moon. So we know the dark of the moon is like, it's kind of like we have a time every month for the dark night of the soul. A time to go within, turn within, and really, look and see what's troubling you, what's coming up, what have you, shoved down to not deal with. And this is such a great time to deal with any of that stuff because this new moon solar eclipses are always a time of amazing endings and beginnings. And speaking of endings, this is all happening at 29 degrees, which is the last degree of the last sign of the zodiac. Today, we're actually like in Zodiac New Year's Eve. Tomorrow, it's going to shift into New Year as we move into Aries. So we're finishing up. We're finishing up, so many cosmic themes that have been going on. It's such an amazing time of endings so that these new things can now come in and begin, and you can start these new paths. Sometimes you got to let go of some of that old stuff. So helping that, the dark of the moon in Pisces, the moon will be meeting up with Pluto. There'll be a sextile between the moon and Pisces, Pluto in Capricorn. And Pluto in Capricorn is helping us shift our structures. So, this could be a great time for a physical purge. It could be a great time for, a releasing cry. This could be a great time for a massage. All these things help you let go. It could be a great time for, an energy session. Just, what do I need to let go? It's a great time to sage yourself. It's a great time to sit with crystals and be like, okay, give me the information I need and take out what I don't need. Whatever, a bath, Epsom salt bath, whatever works for you. Do some release work so you're ready for this new as this new comes in. And, this is such a place of cosmic void. That's what I really feel. This is a place of the cosmic void. It's a place like the Osho card, the nothingness. It's a place of pure potentiality. It's a place of miracles. It's a place of creation. It's the Om Bhavan Nama energy. I am absolute existence. There's nothing and everything. And this is all coming in. And I love it because the Sabian symbol for 29 degrees Pisces is light breaking into many colors as it passes through a prism. And that to me is almost like the love light energy of God, creator, universe, whatever you want to call it, coming through this physical crystal. Where'd my crystal go? Here's one. Coming through the crystal and then breaking off into light, into all these many shades. And that to me represents all of us. We all come from this one energy that just is reflected in so many different ways. And I love, actually, the next Sabian symbol, too, because I think it's really beautiful. The next Sabian symbol, Pisces 30 degrees, which is, 0 degrees Aries. A majestic rock formation resembling a face is idolized by a boy who takes it as his ideal of greatness, and he grows up and begins to look like it. And that, to me, reminds me, in this energy, what is your idea of God? What is your idea of the universe? Because that's what you're going to reflect. That's how you're going to show up on the planet, and that's what you're going to reflect to everyone you meet. So maybe it's time with this energy. What is that energy of the light, the love light that comes through the crystal, and how is it reflecting you? Do you like that? Is that something you want to change? It's an amazing time of shift. One last thing I want to mention before the whole eclipse thing happening, the eclipse thing, before that, new moon, solar eclipse, the moon will be conjunct Chiron today as well. And so we know Chiron is that wounded healer. It's happening at 17 degrees. And I think so much of healing is taking a look at ourselves and our thoughts and how we treat ourselves and having that responsibility. And then I think another important part of healing is to be able to let what is be what is instead of fighting it, instead of bringing up resistance. So between the two of those things, your actual responsibility and then allowing, you can find a beautiful place of flow. And speaking of allowing, there is a Saturn yod going on, a little yod pointing at Saturn today, that's saying, look at your responsibility. Look at how you expand. Look at, what's going on in here and what you're allowing or not allowing to go on within here. So finally, pull the card, Consciousness. I love this, and I like this card so much that I'm going to read it. Most of the cards of the suit of the mind are either cartoon-like or troubled, because the influence of the mind in our lives is generally either ridiculous or oppressive. But this card of Consciousness shows a vast Buddha figure. He is so expansive he has gone even beyond the stars, and above his head is pure emptiness, the void. He represents the consciousness that is available to all who have become a master of the mind, who can use it as a servant it is meant to be. When you choose this card, it means that there is a crystal clarity available right now, detached, rooted in the deep stillness that lies at the core of your being. There is no desire to understand from the perspective of the mind. The understanding you have now is essential. Essential, whole, and in harmony with the pulse of life itself. Accept this great gift and share it. And from that place, that's a good place to come with your new moon intentions for the highest good of all, and to kick off the journey that starts tomorrow of our new zodiac year, our new astrological year with Aries and this energy from this eclipse. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.